What's up YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks, and this is another segment of our top 3 option plays this week, and we're just going to go over a few different trades, stock fundamentals, and different strategies that you can do to make it through, okay? No recap. The only thing I want to say about last week's trades was if you got into our FedEx earnings play, that one was completely a success. FedEx knocked their earnings out of the water and it just continued going up. So if you did get into that put credit spread, hey! So let's go ahead and get into this week's trades. We've done pretty well with starting the top 3 with the ETF, so let's go ahead and do it again. So the first stock that we're going to look into is SPY. Okay, that's an ETF covering the S&P 500. Right now we're trading around $390.08. Okay, so a lot of the stock market has been pretty choppy these last few weeks, and so looking on the weekly chart, these back-to-back days of gains for S&P 500 gave it its best week since late May. So with the slow market uptrend, it's starting to look like investors are beginning to internalize the actual impact of the Federal Reserve's economic moves to bring rising prices down. We have been in a very strong downtrend, but maybe around the 17th, we were around a bottom of this trend. So we kind of see these candlesticks showing a little bit more bullish sentiment, okay? If you guys are using the moving averages, these 2 moving averages we have here that are closer to the stock chart, these are very short-term exponential moving averages here, and you see we've had a bullish crossover, okay? Well, it's not for certain, but it looks like we're moving into a bullish crossover, and we had a candle close above my moving averages. That's what I like to see as far as bullish signals. The same thing with our MACD indicator. So our orange MACD indicator looks like it's in the process of crossing above our signal line here, and even just looking at our histogram, it looks like we're moving into more bullish movement. So going into next week, I'm gonna have bullish sentiment towards S&P 500. Let's just see. I'm moving it a little bit closer. I mean, just look at this, just beautiful. So for me, if I'm going to have an entry on SPY for a bullish position, I'm gonna have my entry around $391. Now this is gonna be slightly short term based on our previous high that we reached towards the end of the day on Friday. And you know, we could surpass this 50 period moving average up to 405. So we still have a few dollars that we could possibly squeeze out of SPY. I'll keep it fairly short term, and I'm going to go to the July 1st expiration dates, okay? I'm gonna look at the $395 strike price here, okay? So you'll see that we have a pretty decent premium, 2.79. We have an amazing volume on Friday. So the volume was 24,000. The open interest is queued at 9,000, and the delta is decent. So this one is probably gonna be a shorter term hold because their theta is a little bit high at 0.35. So it's pretty much the same. Actually, it's a little bit higher than the delta. So I don't love that for a long hold. So this will probably be something cute to jump in, jump out. But you know, hey, this is definitely something that we can do with SPY going into next week. So that's that 395 for the SPY. Okay, and the next stock is OXY. That's Occidental Petroleum, and right now we're trading around $57.52, okay? So right now, I mean, we've seen that Oxy has been in a beautiful uptrend, you know, around February of this year. I mean, it just took off like a gnat. A what? But we have, you know, had a little bit of a fall off since about June. Energy, oil, and gas stocks have really benefited from the war that started a few months back, with crude oil prices rising to unbelievable amounts per barrel. So as far as this trade, I'm really interested in the recent larger inside trades in Oxy. Billionaire Warren Buffett is adding more, he added more than $500 million worth of shares in Occidental Petroleum to the Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. And we know for a fact that this happened recently, within the last 3 business days at least, because like I said, he owns over 10% of the company. So he's legally obligated to disclose when he buys or sells shares of stock in this company, okay? You can see that we did have that dip from, you know, our high of 75 down to about 54. So that's about a 22% drop. But if you'll see here, it looks like we may be having some reversal. The only thing that concerns me is the slight doji candle that we closed with on Friday. So, you know, it has a very long upper body.
Watch me. The upper body.
So yeah, this long upper wick is a little bit concerning to me. So just be a little bit careful with that. You know, seeing the stock move above the 50-period moving average, it's definitely giving bullish, and it looks like it's moving towards that direction. So let's see what's going on with Oxy going into next week. If I'm going to have a bullish entry on Oxy, I'm gonna have my entry around $58.50. Now, as far as the actual option contract, I'm gonna keep it nice, I'm gonna keep it cute, and I'm gonna go for the July 15th expiration date. So it's gonna give us about 20 days. Now I'm gonna go for the $65 call. Okay, so it's slightly out of the money, but what you'll see here, and honestly, there's an even better one to me, it would either be between the $65 call or the 60. 65 and 60. 60 would honestly be my best bet because it's gonna have a higher delta. So yeah, for me personally, I would probably look at that 60, but if that 2.43 premium, because that's gonna be about $240 for your contract. So honestly, that's what I would do for Oxy. And the last stock is AMD. This is Advanced Micro Devices. And right now we're trading around $87.08. Now, this stock has been in a very strong downtrend since about November. Cryptocurrencies have also dropped almost 2/3 of their total market cap since reaching their all-time high back in November of 2020. And a lot of that is driven by, of course, everything we've been talking about: rising interest rates, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, inflation, and people are just moving away from riskier assets like crypto. So while crypto value is falling, so are hardware and equipment that are used a lot of times in the mining process and other functions of crypto. So two of the most prominent players are AMD and Nvidia. But that doesn't mean that the entirety of the semiconductor sector is doomed, because, you know, these type of companies, they also make graphic cards, and that honestly accounts for more than 50% of their total revenue. So there's still a good overall outlook for companies like AMD, and this is going to be a bullish play. Pretty similar, our RSI is a little bit low. It looks like we're anticipating a bullish crossover with our MACD indicator. So as far as AMD, if I'm going to have a bullish entry, I'm probably gonna have my entry around $88, and it's a little bit higher than the peak that we had on Friday. Just seeing us move to that 88, honestly, once we surpass that, we're already trading above our 50 period. So by that time, we would just have continued in that uptrend, and that's really what we wanna look for in this pattern. Okay, so for AMD, I'm gonna look at the July 15th expiration date. I'm gonna go for the $95 calls. Okay, so you'll see here that we have a pretty decent premium. Honestly, one that would look better is actually that 100. So it would either be between 100 or $95, but honestly that 100 strike price has a much higher open interest, but a little lower, it has a little bit of a lower delta. So that's something that you can look at. I would either look at the 100 or the $95 calls for AMD going into next week. That's gonna be it for this week's top 3. Now, I know a lot of people wanna know where you can just start small with options, so make sure that you watch this video for a few tips to get you started with making at least $100 a day trading options. Okay, so make sure you check out that pressure. It'll just kind of get you there, get you going. All right, so check that out.